The room was full of glass and light and soft applause, the kind designed to feel generous. Everything shimmered: the stage, the wine glasses, the brushed metal of the trophies. Even the smiles looked polished. I sat at our table with my hands folded in my lap, listening. "When I founded this company 5 years ago," my husband said into the microphone, his voice steady, confident. People leaned forward. I kept smiling. I had practiced that smile in mirrors, in elevators, in quiet bathrooms at work. It was the smile of someone who belonged there. Around us, heads nodded. Investors, journalists, former clients, people who had once sat in my living room while I explained our vision on a whiteboard because we couldn't afford office rent, yet kept talking, with nothing but an idea and determination. Applause rose and fell in gentle waves. Inside, repeated small facts to myself, like grounding exercises. I wrote the first business plan. I took out the loan, brought the first 3 clients. I registered the company in my name. He became the face because he liked cameras. I didn't. Remembered those first months clearly. Eating instant noodles at midnight. Printing contracts at a friend's shop. Sleeping with my laptop open because I was afraid I'd forget something important. He had helped, yes. He had encouraged me. He had pitched sometimes, but he had never built it. When he finished, the host praised his solo journey. Someone at another table wiped their eyes. I clapped, not loudly, not weakly, just enough. On the drive home, he was radiant. "Did you see the crowd?" he said. They were really listening. "Yes," I said, reached for my hand at a red light. I let him hold it. That night I couldn't sleep. Not because I was angry, because something had settled into place. It wasn't that he had taken credit. It was that he had rewritten history without hesitation. The next weeks were ordinary. Meetings, groceries, text messages about dinner. He kissed my forehead every morning. I started checking documents. At first, it was accidental. A shareholder report emailed to the wrong folder. My name missing from a section where it had always been. Probably an error, I told myself. Then, a contract renewal. Signature looked right. Too right. I opened old files, compared dates, compared fonts, found inconsistencies. A company registration update I had never authorized. An amended ownership structure. Minutes from a board meeting I had not attended. Signature appeared again. I stared at it for a long time. It was mine. And it wasn't. For 2 days I didn't confront him. Cooked dinner. Answered emails. Went to yoga. I wondered if I had been naive. If love had made me careless. If I had quietly given permission by staying silent for so long. At night, he talked about expansion. "We're almost there," he said. "Just 1 more year. I finally understood that his version of way no longer included me. I contacted a lawyer through a former client, quietly, from a cafe 3 neighborhoods away. She didn't look surprised. She asked for documents. I gave her everything. Weeks passed. Then months. I became very good at pretending, at laughing at his jokes, asking about his day, at listening to him talk about leadership. Inside, I learned new words: fiduciary duty, material misrepresentation, breach of governance. I learned how power actually moves, not through shouting, through paper, through procedure, through patience. The board meeting was scheduled for a Tuesday morning. Routine review, the email said. He kissed me goodbye before leaving. "Wish me luck," he said. "Good luck," I replied. I arrived separately. The room was smaller than the awards hall. No lights, no applause, just a long table and folders. When my lawyer placed the documents in front of each board member, the room changed temperature. No one spoke for several minutes. Husband looked at me for the first time, not as a partner, As a stranger, there were questions. Verification. Digital timestamps, records. Expert handwriting analysis. The chair cleared his throat. "This is serious," he said. The words were calm, were devastating. By noon, an interim resolution was passed. Ownership percentages were restored. His executive authority was suspended pending investigation. Control shifted, not dramatically, not loudly. Just officially. On paper. Did not look at me when we left. That evening, he didn't come home. Later, his assistant texted me that he had booked a hotel. Replied, "Thank you for letting me know." In the following weeks, my life reorganized itself. Meetings became direct again. People asked me questions instead of asking him first. My name returned to documents. Journalists quietly corrected articles. No one apologized. They didn't need to. The marriage ended without shouting. No courtroom scene. No slammed doors. We signed papers in silence. Sometimes I wondered if I should have cried more, if I should have been louder. Restraint had cost me something I couldn't name, but slowly something steadier replaced the hurt. Not pride, clarity. Learned that reclaiming yourself is rarely dramatic. It looks like reading fine print, like choosing not to explain, sitting in rooms where your voice matters again. Sometimes I still think about that night. The lights, the applause, his speech no longer feels personal. It feels like a warning. I finally understood. I didn't win. I didn't lose. I became visible again. That was enough.